For those who don't know, she's an actress. She's an artist. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's a multi-instrumentalist. She's a composer. She's a producer. She's a director. She is a freaking chameleon. She's a poet. She's a trailblazer. She's a friend to all guitars and pedals, delightfully unconventional. She's one of the women who makes Q101. She is Annie Clark, aka St. Vincent.
Hi, that was the loveliest introduction I've ever been given, and I also love that you began it with actress.
Very important piece of the puzzle that is you. Did I leave anything out?
No, I think you threw in some things that aren't even real, and I love it. No, it's
Well,
great.
agree to disagree. You've been very busy lately.
I've been going. I've been promoting my new album that's coming out soon.
All Born Screaming. We will have it on April 26th. Album number 7, not that you're a stranger to producing, you've co-produced all your own music, but what was the impetus that made you decide this is the one that you want to tackle all by yourself and your very first self-produced record, top to bottom?
I knew that there were sounds in my head that I could only get out if I was in a room alone and experimenting with electricity. And I wanted to, I think, the same way that we love artists who you hear one note and you go, ah, I hear that one note. That's Miles Davis. Oh, she's saying that one note. That's Ella Fitzgerald. You know, these artists who are like, okay, you know them instantly by their sonic footprint. I was like, I want to get to that place as a producer.
And was there a singular note or a riff or a song that made you realize? I know you're always creating. What was the first moment when you said, "Oh, this is my next album"?
I think it was the genesis of Broken Man. I
Mhm.
think that one was that it started with that loop of the doo doo, you know, this white noise and playing with modular synths and this kind of like mechanical little gear that that song was inspired by. I was like, oh, that's this 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 mechanism. This is it.
Do you did you feel at that moment that this is the dawn of another new era of St. Vincent?
I think that making records is sort of like making these gorgeous, ornate puzzle pieces and having no idea what the big picture is. But you just, all you know is you just focus, you make these, just perfect these puzzle pieces. And then only at the very end do you stand back and the entire, what the whole picture is reveals itself.
What would you say that picture looks like to you right now?
I think it's black and white and all the colors in a fire. I think it's the album cover, which is created directed by my really good friend Alex DeCorte,
And
where I'm on fire.
yeah, it's an incredible piece of art, just standalone on itself. And this song, oh my God, it just gives me so much life. It was like, I've
Yes.
been missing St. Vincent from my life. And whatever this introduction is to this album, to this era, to this subsector of you, is hitting me right in the middle of my chest. You
Fuck
know?
yeah.
And hearing that the slow build of the song Broken Man, and you just feel it kind of taking over you. And then when that riff hits, it doesn't just blow your hair back, it blows your whole body back in half at the waist, just cracks me right
Yes.
in the back.
Yes.
Where did the riff come from?
Do 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 do. That part kind of that like the end of the song where it's like it's sort of like Gershwin. Like I listen to that, it's like Gershwin played on electric guitar. That riff came from just riffarama, just riffing around in my little studio. Um, because it needed to. The song is that slow build and that slow burn. You're the lobster in the pot of boiling water, and then it sometimes you just need to riff, daddy.
I get it, sister. So you're alone in a dark room putting together this album. At one point, you realize, I want to call a couple friends in here. What was that point, and who was the first person you called?
The first person I called was Justin Meldal Johnson, great, incredible bass player, incredible producer, synth head. He was playing bass in the Daddy's Home band, so I got to really know him that way. And I called him in for bass and Mark Juliana on drums. We were actually in Chicago on tour with Roxy Music, and I was like, huh, we've got a couple hours before the show. Let's book, and a day off. Let's book out Electrical Audio, Steve Albini's place, and hash out some of these songs. So we hashed out a song called Broken Man. We hashed out a song called Big Time Nothing. And I brought my engineer Kian Reardon in from LA, and we just had a time at Steve's place.
That's amazing. I had no idea that you recorded some of this in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. And I hadn't been there since I had recorded with the Polyphonic Spree in
What?
2005. Yeah, like the last time I was at Electrical was, 2006. But I love the place, and obviously, Albini is a huge influence always.
Totally.
Yeah.
So where else was this album recorded besides Chicago?
Besides Chicago, mostly at my studio, Compound Fracture, and so like I had one Mr. Dave Grohl come and play drums on the record, and he came to my studio, and which was very cool of him. And let's see, a little bit at Electric Lady. I cut a lot of vocals at Electric Lady Studios in New York, which is just the vibe is so correct, and I love working there. I love cutting vocals there because when I'm cutting vocals alone, if I do it in my studio, it always kind of feels like, well, I could always do this tomorrow. But if you're paying for studio time, you're like, I'm getting this done. So yeah.
Got that. Is that the little clip that you shared of raw
That's studio,
vocals in Electric Lady?
yeah. Yeah, that's Studio B at Electric Lady. Yeah.
I love that you were free to use your whole body to just get down deep and find that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about recording, right? Where sometimes people get very, very fussy, understandably, about the perfect tone and isolation, all this stuff, and that is real. But what's also real is capturing a performance. And sometimes you need to do that on an SM58 in a, that's okay. That's okay.
Confirmed. I know a lot of people were very interested in, was that an SM58 or
Of course it's a
in
58.
that?
It's a 58,
Of course it is.
They get like cockroaches in 58s. They'll be around forever.
I love it. Uh,
Indestructible.
well, we have been celebrating Women's History Month all month here on Q101, spotlighting all these incredible women, you included, of course. Does it get lost on you when people use the word icon and they're talking about you?
Has anyone ever done that?
People do it all the time. I literally just did it.
Oh, yes, but you're so nice to me. That is, it's funny because I think as an artist, I always just want to make work that I think is excellent, and my inner compass for what that is growing and changing, and I know what my heroes did and how great they were, and so I'm always just trying to be as great as my heroes. So there's an aspect of hearing like um, icon or legend, which is it's so flattering, but it also in some ways I find it a little bit scary because it makes it sound like, well, your best work is behind you. It's like, no, I think my best work is in front of me. I feel like I'm 7 records in, but I'm like only getting started, especially as a producer.
I can understand that side of it, but from the other side looking up to you and saying, "This is a freaking icon. This is a woman that is a powerful force that just by doing what she loves and sharing her gift with us, she is inspiring little girls to pick up their guitars for the first time." That's what an icon is to me.
Oh, that's a wonderful definition. And I have seen a younger crop just feel like they can just pick up the guitar and not think twice about it. It's like, yeah, of course I'm playing guitar. Of
Yep.
course. And that makes me really happy. It makes me happy to see the guitar I designed inspiring uh, younger um, Jen. You know,
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo is
I
playing
mean,
my guitar on tour. It's very. I'm just blown away by it.
that guitar is gorgeous. Sounds incredible, by the way. It's an Ernie Ball, St. Vincent signature model. Emily from The Last Dinner Party plays it. I
Yes,
mean, you're a huge inspiration to her.
that's so cool. I love it. It makes it's that's the point, right? I mean,
That's that's why we're here.
that's why we're here.
So you mentioned your heroes, and I definitely want to pick your brain about that. But going back to when you were young, who was the person that you saw that drove you to first want to pick up that guitar?
Guitar specifically, I mean, that's probably a no-brainer like Jimi Hendrix, but I think I had Tori and I had Fiona and among many others, but I think they especially being 14, 15, that was they were just everything to me and still are. And I'm lucky enough to get to call both of them friends. And Tori herself was like an incredible um, help and inspiration, and just a wise mind in for me in making this record. So it's cool. It's I'm they say don't meet your heroes, but I think that depends on the hero.
And it depends on the you, because everybody wants to meet you anyways. So
Oh, I don't know.
I
I
love
would.
that you mentioned Tori Amos. I actually just did a whole feature on her yesterday, and it took me right back to when I first heard her. I played piano when I was a kid, and I hated it. I thought it was
Yeah,
so boring. It was nothing but homework. And then I saw Tori Amos playing two pianos at once, using every inch of her body to perform, making this music that felt dangerous and like, oh my God, you can sing about that? You can play a piano like that? And it changed my life
yeah.
at such a young age.
I totally get it, especially everything you just said. But trying to take piano lessons and being like, this sucks. I hate this. It's like, I wish I'd stuck with it. I'm so bad at piano, but my first lessons were so drab that. But yeah, no, I mean, sing. I think is the dangerous is the word, the optimal word there. Like it's dangerous.
Hmm.
DJ Harvey, Fiona, Tori, Erica Badu, like dangerous. Those are my girls growing up for sure.
So, what would you say, St. Vincent, who has been breaking down barriers since the very beginning with your art, and first female record store ambassador, the first alt Grammy in like 20 years for a solo woman. I mean, you are a trailblazer. What would you say to a little girl that wants to start a band right now?
Fucking start a band. Do it. Do it. Here's my caveat. It's not a caveat. It's a specification. Learn how to record yourself. Be learn get techie. Get techie because um, techie is power.
What is the first piece of equipment after that guitar that they need to invest in?
Um, a, I mean, like a like a laptop and an audio interface and a couple amps. I mean, the first piece of gear. Oh, geez, something that you can record audio on that inspires you.
Okay.
Yeah, whether that's a Tascam cassette recorder or or Pro Tools, Ableton, go for it.
Hot tips. Do you remember the first time you heard yourself on the radio?
I don't know that I ever have. Wait, I don't know that I have heard myself on the radio. Well, I did once go to a Soul Cycle class in Los Angeles, and it was right around the time of Mass Seduction, and my song Los Angeles came on in the Soul Cycle rotation, and I thought like, oh no, this is embarrassing. Oh people, oh this is gonna be awkward. No one recognized me. Nothing happened, and and all I was thinking was I should have mastered this louder.
You're such a perfectionist. You're like, oh no, I needed
Yeah, I was like, this
that
could use
level.
3 dB to be competitively loud.
Did you find it pushed you harder in your working out to your own music, or
No, that's like masturbating. It's like masturbating to a
distracted?
picture of yourself. Like, no, gross.
Well,
I'm
I
not
love that you
Kanye.
mentioned Los Angeles. I am so bummed you haven't heard yourself on the radio. You need to come back to Chicago more often so you can hear yourself on Q101.
I know.
But we were treated to an incredible, the last time you came in to our lounge and did just this beautiful intimate performance, we were treated to Los Angeles, slow disco, New York, I believe. But you've played the Q101 Lounge, Shuba's, Thalia Hall, the Riv, the Metro, United Center, Chicago Theater, Lala, Pitchfork. What comes to mind when you think, oh, I'm going to be going back to Chicago, so that means
That means I get to eat well and drink well.
that's that's the legacy that we like to leave.
Yeah. You guys do both very well.
When are you coming back?
This year or soon, for sure.
Soon, like maybe in the summer, soon in the fall.
Soon. What is time? Time is elastic. I'll be there
Time's
before
a
you.
construct.
Yeah.
Well, Annie, thank you so much for taking some time, especially on this high holiday, International Women's Day. And thank you for your gifts. Thank you for being one of the incredible women that make Q101.
Oh, thank you, my love. This is so
And
lovely.
All Born Screaming, look forward to. We'll have the whole album on April 26th, and then hopefully a visit from St. Vincent herself.
Ooh. Ooh.
Thank you again so much.
Sure. This was fun. You're just delightful. So I'll see you soon, yeah?
Yes, very soon, right?
Very soon.
All right.
Soon.
Take care. Have a great weekend.
Have a great day.